Simon Bridges, Auckland Business Chamber CEO, and also joining us this morning is Dr Sapna Samant, GP and filmmaker, all at the desk. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you. Kia ora.
Morning, morning.
We have to start with the obvious. What on the hell is happening with your head, Simon? What's on your
Well,
face?
you said to me off here, you said, you're taking it too far. That's the point. In a sea of mediocrity and complacency, I am taking it too far.
Like, are you going to go and live in a cave? What is the goal?
That's rude. That is rude. I mean, I was with a guy from Forsyth Bay yesterday who I'd never met before, by the way, and he said, you look like a homeless person. I just said, who gives people the right to say these things? No. I like it. I think it's important to have a talking point. It's got you talking.
Does your wife?
She loves it.
I bet she does it.
She loves it.
I bet you haven't
The
even asked.
children love it. They think I look like Jack Black. It's amazing.
Are you using those grooming products?
I'm not yet, but as it gets a little bit longer, that could happen.
Yeah, it's time to.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. That's almost as rude as Ryan. That's almost as rude as... Yeah, it was, because it was a little bit... That was sly. That was sly, actually.
I wasn't expecting that.
I mean...
Yes, Sapna.
That
was good.
You get out of politics, you think the sledging stops.
No, it never ends. Once it's
I'm
like...
just being helpful.
Yeah.
It's like
I do have some.
It's a permanent branding. Once you've done politics, you are permanently the butt of everyone's joke.
I think that's right. I think this Forsyth Bar guy, I just thought, you don't even know me. And the first thing you've said to me is, you look like a homeless guy. What I wanted to say to him, but I didn't. I wanted to say to him, I may look like a homeless guy with an awful bed, but you will always be ugly. But I didn't say that.
Well, that's
because I thought
you've got to have more
abusing
tact.
me.
You've got to have more tact. Take a leaf out of Sapna's book. Okay, she's just done this. Anyway, let's move. Can we move on past the bed onto the panel? I shouldn't have even brought it up.
We wasted a lot of time on
it. We have. Hey, Smith & Co.'s, this is in Auckland. Auckland Institution, for those who haven't or aren't aware of it, it's old as time, on Queen Street, department store, sort of like your Smith & Co.'s, it's a very, very well known. So it's closing down and they've got their final display in the window, and apparently people have been literally queuing up on Queen Street to go and have a look at this. It's sad to see when things like this happen. Do you think this is the economy, or do you think this is also a bit of our shopping habits and things are changing as well?
Yeah, I think it's both. I mean, I love Smith & Co.'s, by the way. It's just, just the place to be, like Caldy's and Staines in Wellington.
That's right, sorry.
It's the same place.
Yeah.
Over here, I've shopped there for years. Best bra fitters in town.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. Those ladies were just amazing.
So their job is to actually...
Yeah, bra fitting is a thing. It's a thing. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it.
Yeah, you can say that. Why not?
Yeah, it's a thing. Just amazing, yes. But I think it's the economy and change of shopping habits.
Yeah, because a lot more people are shopping online and stuff's way cheaper online.
Yeah. But I'm just old-fashioned. I like to touch and feel and actually see the thing.
Yeah, well, if you need a bra fitted, then you're going to have to go into the shop,
Correct.
aren't you?
Yeah, you can't do lingerie shopping online.
No. Simon, where do you do your lingerie shopping, Simon?
Well, I've given enough personal information in this session. I think it's incredibly sad.
It is.
Just to bring this back to something serious.
Yeah.
I tell you what has annoyed me. Look, the stuff you say is right. Both of you, the phenomenon of what's happening with shopping and da-da-da-da. But I have been annoyed by kind of the explaining this away, and also just kind of the blaming Smith & Co. Hosking's done a bit of himself. So, they weren't quite good at this. Their shop floor people weren't that good. No. I think, yes, there's all these wider phenomena, but actually, I sort of feel this was preventable. I think it's incredibly sad and annoying that we've got to this. And what worries me now is what's going to happen with that space. Because that is an iconic, beautiful space. I hope something befitting happens there.
When you say it was preventable, you're saying the roadworks from, ripping up that stuff's true. Do you think we will get to a point, because this is the theory, that they rip up all the roads, they put in the bike lanes and the cycle and the bus lanes, etc. Do you think we'll get to a point where we will switch from, the tipping point will come where we switch from cars to public transport, and places like this will start to feel a bit more alive again?
Oh, I think so. I mean, look, I think what is true is, the city's getting better, right? And I spend a lot of time in the city. I think it's also true is, when CRL happens, right, and that's all cleaned up, you'll see some rejuvenation and excitement, and it'll feel like a real city. I do think, though, in the end, at a 1.75 or whatever it is million city, quite sprawling, you do need to, I think AT took a lot of stuff too far, and that hasn't been good.
Zealandia in Wellington. Have either of you been to Zealandia, by the way?
No, but I lived in Karori for a bit, just off Zealandia,
so
when I lived in Wellington.
You know all about it. So they've had an incursion in the fence, and it's a massive fence. And and the weasels got in. They've killed the weasels. Well, they hope they've killed all the weasels. But you start to wonder why have this? When we've got islands where we do the birds, and there's such a huge boundary of fences to sort of keep in check. Why do they bother having Zealandia at all? I guess was my question this morning. What do you think?
I think it's amazing. No, I think it's amazing because it's a principle or an idea, and I hear you pointing around islands, but this is like this eco sanctuary in the middle of the city. It's this beautiful green area, and this sort of idea that birds, flora and fauna, they're there protected, and there's none of the baddies coming in. I think that's very compelling, actually. And Wellington needs something, right? I mean, what else has it got?
Oh, the Golden Mile, the Golden Mile.
No, they don't. Well, the Golden Mile's not even a sure thing. Poor Wellington. Look, don't get me wrong, it was more a philosophical question than tear the thing down. Amazing places you can go on, a couple of islands in the Hauraki Gulf. Yeah. And you can go there and you can see kiwi, stay in a dock hut. I did this a couple of weeks ago, stay in a dock hut, and we saw 4 kiwi in one evening, which is amazing. Yeah.
But I think, like Simon said, you've got having something in the center of the city is just really easy, and I think we should be having more of those spaces. Actually,
it's actually I've listened to podcasts in the UK, and I can think of other things. It's actually world renowned, right? So if you're passionate and motivated and knowledgeable about these things, people know about Zealandia.
Yeah, because I guess the other thing is, unless you are fit and able and do go hiking on one of our great walks, which are often booked out anyway, then you might not get a chance to see that kind of stuff.
I think that's true. It's accessible. So your point around island's a good one, and people should do that, but not everyone can kind of skip off to an island. Zealandia is there for the Lower North Island. I've taken my kids; they love it. I think it's a boat ride and so on, isn't there? It's it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's very accessible. Yeah.
Now, Blues and Crusaders happening this weekend. Simon, I know you'll be watching tonight. What do you think we can do? Another Chiefs on them?
I think the Blues will win. I'm all for the Blues. Go the Blues.
That doesn't sound incredibly
well, it was obligatory, wasn't it? Let's be honest. But I mean, I think what's true from an Auckland perspective, there's still a lot of legs left in people, families, kids going to the Blues. What we do need though is a smaller bespoke stadium. By the way, full disclosure, I'm on the board of Eden Park, right? So love Eden Park. But what you've got there, and you've seen it with AFC, is even if you've got 16,000, 17,000 people going to the Blues, that stadium looks a bit empty, right? Yeah. So we do need the smaller one where the likes of the Blues, the Warriors, the AFC can go. And I think the crowds will come back and the enthusiasm will be amazing.
Do you think you would, does the size of the stadium, when you're thinking about going somewhere?
I wouldn't even go to a stadium. I'm not a sports person. I'm not a sports person.
About a little concert with, I don't know,
I'm well past that age.
I don't want to make assumptions about your music tastes, but
I don't like crowds essentially. Right. So I wouldn't be going.
So you just stay home regardless.
Yeah. Okay. I've been to watch cricket back in India at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai.
Wow. Well, that's a crowd.
That's fun, but these days I'm old and grumpy.
Yes. This is why we need a small stadium, because there's so many Aucklanders like you who aren't going.
Does it bother you that your money gets spent on the stadiums even though you don't use them?
No. I mean, people should have different options. Yeah. And I read about all of these Western Springs and the other stadia, but it's just out of interest more than anything.
and look, a big stadium, a new Eden Park's a pipe dream, right? No one's paying for that. Yeah. But a bespoke bijou 15, 20,000 stadium that would be full on a weekly basis. Auckland needs that.
Fantastic. All right, lovely to have you both on the panel this morning. Very entertaining. 29 minutes after 8 o'clock. That's Auckland Business Chamber CEO Simon Bridges back to his cave, and Dr Sapna Samant. It is... Yeah, tent. I don't think you should joke about the homeless, Simon.
No. You made a few off-colour jokes. Edit that bit out.
I'm like, well, you can only laugh for so long. No, you're fine. You're fine. Are you?